It's pretty fun, actually. So we're going to get back to the top 25 greatest horror movies of all time. We're down to number 17. This is from 1978, Dawn of the Dead, the scene to watch with the lights on, the opening battle scene in Dawn of the Dead. So I hate to admit this, but I've never seen Dawn of the Dead. Maybe I'll add it to my list. So, number 16, one I have seen and truly did scare me badly as a child, was A Nightmare on Elm Street. That's 1984. The scene to watch with the lights on, when Freddy gets a hold of Tina in her dream, we suddenly realize just how big the stakes are as her sleeping body is suddenly pulled up into the air and 4 fatal cuts rip into her. So, yeah, good old Freddy. He's the original, right? Yeah. They've tried to bring him back a few times, and it's just not as good. They did a remake, I don't know, maybe half a dozen years ago, and it was just horrible. So the original Nightmare on Elm Street, 1984. So yeah, that's another one of those biggies. So in other news, I want to just mention this because I've been talking about Honey Boo Boo for a couple weeks, and I have a regular listener who asked me at work the other day, who is this Honey Boo Boo? And then I thought, oh, well, maybe you guys don't keep up on Honey Boo Boo as closely as I do. But I found a great review by The Hollywood Reporter that I just figured I'd read to you. And I think it basically tells you all about Honey Boo Boo and what's going on with her life. So The Hollywood Reporter pronounced the show horrifying and explained, this show is exploitation. TLC knows it. Maybe even Mama and Honey Boo Boo know it deep down in their bodies. So here comes Honey Boo Boo is a car crash, and everybody rubbernecks at a car crash, right? It's human nature, yes, except that if you play that card, you also have to realize that human nature comes with the capacity to draw a line, to hold fast against the dehumanization and incremental tearing down of the social fabric. Even if this never-ending onslaught of reality television suggests that's a losing effort. You can say no to visual exploitation, and you can say no to TLC, but you can say no, and you can say no to Honey Boo Boo Child. Somebody has to. June Shannon herself has been criticized for her daughter's diet, which includes go-go juice, a mixture of Red Bull and Mountain Dew that contains as much caffeine as 2 cups of coffee. The mix is used by Honey Boo Boo regularly before her beauty pageants. So Shannon, her mother, gives her this go-go juice, Red Bull and Mountain Dew, to get her going for the pageants. So I didn't realize that beauty pageants were so competitive. But maybe, I don't know, maybe they have these beauty pageants early in the morning and they just need something to wake up. I know I can't function without my first cup of coffee. Shannon has responded to this criticism by saying quote unquote, there are far worse things. I could be giving her alcohol, which that's a very good point. Good job, Shannon, for not feeding your, I don't know how old she is, 6 years old, 7 years old, child alcohol. Planned Parenthood couldn't do it better, right? She has also been praised by Mother Nature Network for the keen business sense with which she feeds her family on $80 a week by clipping coupons, playing bingo, exploiting roadkill, and acquiring child support checks from each of her 4 children's fathers. So I think, if anything, Honey Boo Boo Child is, or Here Comes Honey Boo Boo, is an opportunity for you to have your eyes opened. So I always encourage everybody to be outside their comfort zone, try new things, experience new things, and I think this is one of those things that you can experience once and you can grasp it just like that. So Honey Boo Boo, now you know the backstory of Honey Boo Boo. She's a beauty pageant contestant, and her mother is kind of like a Gypsy Rose Lee mama figure who is right there feeding her kid the go-go juice to get her going. So yeah, other news, I gotta talk about this Star Wars George Lucas business. So George Lucas is no longer in creative control of Star Wars. Disney is. So I think if you were going to invest in a company, man, I'm not so sure that Disney wouldn't be the right place. They now own the Avengers and they own Star Wars. So that's 2 industries. I guess they don't even own Avengers. They own all of Marvel. Yeah, Disney is the owner of Marvel Comics. So yeah, George Lucas has passed on the functioning of Star Wars to Disney. and to the tune of $4.5 billion. So a good payday for George Lucas, and Disney has already said they're planning on releasing a new Star Wars film, Episode 7, in 2015. So right around the corner, guys. The last Star Wars movie was 2005. That was The Revenge of the Sith. There's still, Disney believes there's still substantial pent-up demand. I think that's true. There's a lot of Star Wars fans. Of course, the first thing I thought when I heard about this is, it's a trap. Anybody? All right, well, I have one good friend who will know, because he quoted Star Wars constantly, and "it's a trap" is a great quote. Anyways, going on, we're going to get back to the 25 greatest horror movies of all time. We're down to the 15th. That is The Thing. I haven't seen The Thing, but yeah, it's number 15. Must be pretty decent, huh? And number 14, I have seen this. I think it's a great movie, The Fly. So that was 1986. Scene to watch with the lights on for the movie The Fly. The Brundle fly inspecting a medicine cabinet turned museum of pieces of the man fly, and then his new insect body doesn't need anymore. Gives yourself a gold star if you can spot. Okay, I don't know what they're even talking about here. Well, it's an R-rated movie, so it's pretty graphic, right? It's Jeff Goldblum stars as the main character, the man-fly monster. When a fly accidentally gets trapped in one of the machines, I think somebody ought to call Clark Inspection, because every time they do one of these movies, there's either a spider, or a fly, or a lizard, or something getting in the way. If I was ever going to have an experiment that involved, me putting my life on the line, my first comment would be, when was the last pest inspection? Who's watching out for the spiders and the flies and stuff? You scientists, there's lots of variables you got to take into account, and I would think one of the big ones would be, is there a fly inside the machine? You guys could learn a lot about how to be a mad scientist from me. So number 13 is Poltergeist. So Poltergeist, yes, this definitely was a scary movie. Yeah, it says here, according to IGN, it says, the scene to watch with the lights on, just pick anything. How about the guy who tears his own face apart, or the malicious clown doll that loves to strangle, or the vengeful zombies coming out of the swimming pool? This movie will hit you from every direction and leave you cowering in the corner. There you have it. Poltergeist, number 13. Number 12 is The Ring. Now, I didn't see this whole movie. I actually had to turn it off. The Ring. Yeah, it's tempting to, they say the scene to keep the lights on is attempting to list the final encounter between the undead samurai and Noah as the scariest moment in The Ring. After all, nobody likes seeing a ghostly girl crawling out of their television set, which is true. I didn't get to see that part. It must have been it's at the end. But it's earlier scene in the film that left us most unsettled watching the frackin' videotape. So, yeah. So they apparently also like Battlestar Galactica. So, at any rate, we're going to get back to the Rocky Horror Picture Show soundtrack, and here we go. You're listening to 89.5 KSKQ.